Hey everyone, it's Warriors NRL Fanatics here. Hope you're all having a great week. If you are a new viewer to this YouTube channel and you haven't done so already, please make sure you don't forget to click that subscribe button down below. Subscribing to the channel really does help out the channel and shows your support for the content that I do. And yeah, it's much appreciated as well. And also I'd like to thank those who have recently subscribed to the channel as well. And yeah, all really does help out the channel. And it gets the word out about the videos also. And also, don't forget to like this video. Click the thumbs up on the video. But yeah, this is going to be my knock-on effect New South Wales Cup 2023 season review for the mighty NZWarriors. And yeah, what I'm going to do is going to go through the ladder position and where we finished this year. I'm going to go through the results. I'm going to go through the win-loss record, the points for and against, and the stats, that the key plays that have stood out. And I'm also going to give an overall rating of this year for this New South Wales Cup team. So, yeah, look, in regards to this year, I thought it was a great season. You know, first year back in this New South Wales Cup competition since 2020 where we pulled out due to COVID. And, yeah, this team consistent throughout this year, you know, finishing as the third best team in the comp, finished third on the ladder. So, win-loss record was 24 games, so it was 24 regular round season in the Cup this season. It was a top 5 system that got to the final series this year. So, and we finished third, so which was impressive in itself. 33 points, 14 wins, 1 draw, 9 losses, 2 byes, 7 from 5 at home was our record, win-loss record, and away record was 7 and 4, so not too bad there actually in regards to those stats. So for and against 630 to 470, against differential was 160. Season stats here, so points scored 588, 458 points conceded, completion rate of 77%. Tackle efficiency, 85.9%, average points scored, 25, average points conceded, 19, and average play the ball speed of 3.51 seconds. Now, in terms of a standout player, and he's been a standout player throughout this New South Wales Cup competition as well overall, not just the Warriors, but he was the leading point scorer this season, and that is Ronald Volkman. Now, he had 22 appearances this year, and looking at his stats, very impressive. 8 tries, 81 goals, 4 dropouts of 14, goal conversion rate 77.9%, average kicking meters 370.5%. It's not 5%, sorry, 370.5. I mean, my apologies there, guys. Try assist 27, impressive that is, real impressive stuff. Line break assist 15. Offloads 7, tackles made 326, tackle efficiency 86.7%, average running meters 72, and total running meters of 1,591. So, man, when you look at that year for Ronald Volkman, the whole season for Ronald Volkman as a whole in this competition, it's been a great one for him. And, you know, we also saw him play a few first grade games for the side this year. And, look, you know, some people have questioned, you know, his performances in the first grade when he came in, but there were some performance that stand out for me in that first grade side was against the Bulldogs, actually, and that was in Sydney. So, look, Ronald Volkman's very young. He's got a very good kicking game, in my opinion. I think it's, yeah, you know, on stats you can see that he has been killing it in the Cup side. Obviously, the New South Wales Cup competition is totally different from the NRL side. I do understand that. I get that. It's a much higher level. But I feel like Ronald Volkman's going to need time. I really do. I think people need to give him a bit more time. Look, hopefully he doesn't leave this club, you know, because apparently there's been some rumours that he may leave the Warriors, New South Wales. He may leave the Warriors team, club this year, but hopefully those are just false rumours. But man, if he's here next year, man, I feel like he's going to I feel like he's going to improve and get better. I do feel like that he will, you know, be in this in with a chance of getting into the first grade side again next season. But whether that he can get into the first grade side more consistently and regularly remains to be unseen. But man, I really do love Roland Volkman as a player. He's very talented. He's young. He's got a great future as well. And well, look, I'm confident. I'm very confident that he will find his best. And if he does get another opportunity in first grade, I feel like he may take that with both hands again. But who knows? We'll see what happens next year. But man, he's had a great year in New South Wales Cup and he's killed it for sure. Another player that's really stood out for me as in this New South Wales Cup side is Kalani Going. Now, interesting enough for me, I knew nothing about this guy at the start of this year, but when I watched his first couple of games, I started to grow into him. I really did, and thought, hang on a minute, this guy is going to have a big future. He's very young as well. Just looking at his stats, 24 appearances, and he had 11 tries. Man, that's impressive numbers there. 11 tries there. Line breaks of 13, line break assist of 2, offload 7. Tackles made is the big one. It's the massive one. Defensively, something you never think of, and that highly of some players, particularly. But man, Kalani Going, man, defensively, such a workhorse performance throughout the season. 721 tackles made. Tackle efficiency, 92%. That's the big one, 92% tackle efficiency. Now, it was awesome to see Kalani Going get that first grade opportunity against the Dolphins, make his debut and coming off the bench. And boy, coming off the bench, he really showed quite a bit of his potential for the future. I really do feel like that. And with the minutes he had in that Dolphins game, it wasn't a lot, but when he came on off the bench, you could see the work he did defensively, especially, was very strong. That's what he's shown throughout this New South Wales Cup team this year. So, man, you look at his average running meters, 115. Total running meters, 2,763. And he also topped the tackle count for this Warriors New South Wales Cup team this season. But, man, I feel like Kalani Going, great young player. For those of you who haven't seen a lot of Kalani Going this year, go and check out the games this year. Go check out the highlights on New South Wales Rugby League on their Facebook page. Go and check out on Facebook page New South Wales Rugby League as well, because when those games were live streamed, Kalani Going was playing those games. So go and check them out. I highly recommend you do. But just looking into some of the players to watch next season that I reckon could make their first grade debuts or get more games in first grade in 2024. Kalani Going, like I said there, I mentioned him, quite a lot actually in this video. But Kalani Going, for me, I feel like he's going to be in it, to crack first grade next year and get another opportunity. Ali Lautoa is another one as well. Ali Lautoa's already played first grade for the Warriors, and when he's played in those games this year, man, he has been real impressive. His debut, I thought, was, it was tough because, he had to play against lots of the Canberra Raiders and Jared Croker in a big match as well. And, I thought he did a solid job in that game, actually. And then the previous game, man, he was impressive as well. So, Ali Lautoa, unfortunately, he suffered that injury, and, that's why he couldn't get back into his first grade side. And look, since he's been back in the New South Wales Cup team playing the finals series, he's been pulling on the performances. Been real strong in the centres and pulling out the big numbers as well. Big centre, and, reminds me of former Warrior in Ali Lautiti. Also, another one is Dimitri Safakula as well. And Dimitri Safakula was, I think he, at the start of this year, I think the Warriors re-signed him to a couple more years from what my memory, but correct me if I'm wrong there, but I think the Warriors did re-sign him, and he's another one. He's another one that, has got massive potential. Tanner Stowers-Smith, sorry, I'll just say that right. Tanner Stowers-Smith. So, look, Tanner Stowers-Smith, for those of you who don't know, SG Bull Cup captain at the start of this year, led that young team around very well. in their first season also. And man, just another player that could be a player to watch next year in terms of getting an opportunity in first grade. So Kennisdale Smith is another one to watch out for. Got to remember he's also very young as well, but he's, this year led that SG World Cup side very well, and then come in and played a bit of New South Wales Cups, this year also. So those are my players to watch to make the first grade side next year. Players that could play more first grade games, or players that could make their debut in the first grade side in 2024. Man, I'm just excited for the future of this club. Man, a lot of young talent coming through, and it's what we need. It's all about the pathways and the young players getting their opportunities to get into that first grade side, and make their NRL dreams, which that's what's all about for me. And it's good to see the New South Wales Cup doing well. That's great and all, but you also want to see those players actually play first grade, and that's what their aim is, to be first graders and play regular NRL footy. But looking into the best game of the season for this New South Wales Cup team, I'll go with that 49-6 win over the Raiders in week 2 of the finals. And also, I'd go with that win over the Panthers, 26-14 in round 23 of the 5th of August. Now, unfortunately, that game was not live. I think that game was, that game wasn't live stream from my memory. There was only highlights of that game. So, for those of you who watched highlights or haven't seen it, I'm sure a lot of people would have seen it by now. It was early in the season, but that game especially, how big it was, considering the Warriors had to come to Sydney and play the Panthers, who are a team that won the comp in the previous year. And, the Panthers, surprisingly, they needed to win that game, to be a chance of making the finals in the New South Wales Cup final system, which is a top 5 system. And that was the game that the Warriors actually ended at the end of season, which is crazy enough to think about it at the time. But 26-14 was really impressive to go there and win that game. And, that game really put us in the driving seat to finish in the top 2. So, that one I thought was quite impressive for this team in this New South Wales Cup competition. Now to the worst game of the season. Now, look, if you look at the way we played this year and the consistency in results, it hasn't been too many games where we've been blown out. But unfortunately, there has been this one game in particular against the Blacktown Workers Seagulls. Now, this game was at home, and I feel like, obviously with the players that we had, the team we had on the field, and being at home, there was a feel that the Warriors should win this game. But going into it, the Blacktown Workers were actually sitting in a position where they could make the finals. And in recent years, that team has been struggling in the New South Wales Cup competition. But they came into this game as the underdogs, travelling to New Zealand, taking on the Warriors team. And they pulled our pants down in that game, 32-12 at home in round 25. Yeah, man, got to say, hats off to the Blacktown Workers Seagulls. But that was a bit of a surprise and a shock for me that we didn't win that game. But overall, it was quite a shame there for the Blacktown Workers Seagulls. But overall, if you look at the season now, just to sum it up really and give a rating for this year, look, it's been a pass mark for sure. It really has. To go from not being in the competition for a couple of years to being back in this competition this year, Slade Griffin and the coaching staff there, have done a great job to get this team to one win away from the grand final. And look, it's not easy for the New South Wales Cup side. It's not, because you've got players coming in and out of the team quite regularly. You've got injuries, you've got suspensions, you've got players getting called up to first grade. So it really affects the balance of that team, really. When you think about positions-wise on the field, we've had different halves, we've had different hooker combinations. We had a different fullback throughout this year as well. But, man, you got to say, finishing third on the ladder, top 4, first season, back in the cup competition, one win away from getting into the grand final. Yeah, it's been a great year, in my opinion. I feel like it has been. And Yeah, just real excited for 2024. I really am, and it'll be interesting to see what they do next year. How these other players go, these younger players, whether they can continue to develop and push their claims for first grade in 2024 especially, and to see if there are any new players that come into this New South Wales Cup side next year, where we'll see more younger players coming through into the Cup side and potentially, get that opportunity in first grade. But yeah, overall, rating a B for me. Great work by the team overall, and shout out to them. They can hold their heads up high and look very proud of what they've been able to produce this season. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. What are your thoughts on the New South Wales Cup Warriors team season? What rating would you give them? Would you give them an A, a B, a C? I'm sure a lot of people will agree with me that a B is a fair rating on the season. Look, if we made the grand final, it probably wouldn't have been an A. It really would have. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear your opinions. And also, if you are a new viewer to this YouTube channel, please don't forget to go ahead and click the subscribe button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. It shows your support for the content that I do. And yeah, it really does help out the channel in terms of growing, gets the word about the content, and it helps the algorithm as well. But also, yeah, we're getting real close to the 2,450 subscribers. We're on 2,430 at the moment, so let's get to 2,450 subscribers, and obviously try and get to 2,500 soon. But that is it for me, guys. Thanks for watching, and yeah, we'll see you all in the next one. Cheers, everyone.